Hello, class 11th student. Again, I'm going to start chapter 11 from your book Microeconomics. Topic is theory of supply. This is part 3rd. Till now, we had learned about the meaning of supply, individual supply curve, market supply curve, law of supply, and movement along the supply curve are change in quantity supplied. In today's video, we are going to discuss about change in supply. Okay, so let us start with the video. Okay, so change in supply or shift in supply. What is this? So it refers to shift of supply curve when supply of a commodity change due to change in other factor than price of a commodity. Okay, it's mean that change in other factor is responsible for change in supply curve. Okay, and we find there are two type of change in supply. First is increase in supply and decrease in its supply. What is written here? So if I explain in my own language, so change in supply, change in supply means what? It is related to increase in supply or decrease in supply due to other factors due to other factors rather than price यानी here supply will increases or decreases due to price of related good, price of factor of production, technology, number of the firm, goal of the firm, government policy. So these are the reason, because of that there will be increase in supply or decrease in supply, and in this case price of its own is going to be constant. ये क्या रहने वाला है? ये रहने वाला है constant. There will be no change will take place only in the price of related good, otherwise in the price of factor of production, state of technology, otherwise number of the firm, government policy, goal of the firm. Okay, so if there will be change take place in these factor, so in return there will be increase in supply or decrease in supply, but remember price is going to be constant. Okay student, so let us understand. Now, first is increase in supply. What do you mean by increase in supply? When supply of a commodity rises due to change in other factor than price. So, here increase in price यानी कि increase in supply means supply is going to increase. Here supply is going to be increased, and reasons are what? Reasons are other factor. Price is going to be what? Price is going to be constant here. Price is going to be constant here. Okay student, there will be no change take place in price. Reason, what are the reason? If there is improved technology, if a firm is going to improve technology like online classes, in online classes a teacher can teach all the section student, but if offline classes he can teach only one section. Okay, fall in the price of input. If price of inputs is going to be less, so production become less costly, so supply will increases. Okay, if government is going to decrease the tax, so again production process become less costly, so profit increases, so producer produces more and supply will increases. Increase in subsidy. If government is going to provide subsidy, it's mean again again production become less costly, and producers are going to produce more, and in this way supply is going to be increased. Next is decrease in the price of other good. Okay, like suppose there is one plant, you can cultivate tea and you can cultivate coffee. If price of coffee will increase, so obviously you are going to plan to produce coffee in place of tea. So that is given here. Increase in the number of increase in the number of firm. If firms increases, if number of the firm increases, so supply is going to be more. Okay, so here what is written here, once again I want to explain this point. Okay, if टी का कल्टीवेशन इंक्रीज तब करेगा जब कॉफ़ी की प्राइस क्या हो जाए, रिड्यूस हो जाए। तो जो लोग कॉफ़ी का प्रोडक्शन कर रहे थे वो लोग भी क्या करने लगेंगे, टी का प्रोडक्शन करने लगेंगे। तो इसीलिए यहाँ लिखा हुआ है डिक्रीज इन द प्राइस ऑफ अदर गुड, यानी कि इफ़ प्राइस ऑफ कॉफ़ी विल फॉल, मोर प्रोड्यूसर स्टार्टेड टू प्रोड्यूस टी। ओके, नाउ here is given these point in more detail. Okay, in improvement in technology, so there will be fall in the cost of production, so obviously producers are going to produce more. Reduction in the factor of production, it's mean fall in the cost of production and production is going to be more. Okay, decrease in the competitive product, it's promote the producer to sell more the existing price. Okay, next is if number of the firm will increase, it means supply is going to be more. High business expectation, if a producer expect that in near future wireless headphones is demand is going to be more, and online gadgets is going to be more, so the production is going to be increased. So that is given here. Shift in the goal, if a firm is starting, it is having profit maximization, yani high price and less supply, ये उसका स्टार्टिंग में गोल था, लेकिन अभी उसका गोल क्या हो गया है, सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन, यानी प्राइस इज गोइंग टू बी लो एंड सेल्स more. If this become the goal, so in this case supply is going to be increased. Decrease in the taxation, if tax decreases, so it is products price will reduce, people demand more, so in this way supply is going to be more because they are going to get profit from that. Okay, so these are the things given here. Now here is given, when supply of a commodity falls due to the change in other factor than price, it is called in decrease in supply. So name clear, decrease means what, there will be fall in the supply. So when there will be the fall in the supply, due to the other factors, and price is going to be constant. Okay, here are given okay, sorry student. Now here reasons are given for decrease in supply. Suppose a firm is going to use outdated technology. If firm is going to use outdated technology, so in this case production is going to be less, and in return supply is going to be less. Like if you are typing with the help of the typewriter, so obviously you are able to print less. Okay, now increase in the price of inputs, if price of inputs is going to be high, the supply is going to be less. Like टिम्बर यानी लकड़ी, डे बाय डे इट्स प्राइस इज़ गोइंग टू बी हाई, क्योंकि डिफॉरेस्टेशन हो रहा है, पेड़ अभी पहले से कम बचे हैं, तो ऐसे में जो टिम्बर की प्राइस है वो क्या होगी, इंक्रीज़ होगी। तो जो टिम्बर से बनने वाले प्रोडक्ट हैं वो भी कॉस्टली हो जाएंगे, तो इसलिए उनकी डिमांड पहले जैसी नहीं रहेगी, तो उनकी सप्लाई भी रिड्यूस होगी क्योंकि प्रॉफिट मार्जिन कम हो जाता है। ठीक है, और आप देखो प्लास्टिक के गुड्स ज़्यादा सेल हो रहे हैं, ज़्यादा डिमांड में है। नेक्स्ट इज इंक्रीज इन द एक्साइज टैक्स, if government is going to impose more tax, so production become costly. Okay, because tax की price commodity की price में include कर दी जाती है। Okay, तो its supply is going to be reduced because seller are going to gain less profit from it. Decrease in the subsidy, suppose government is providing subsidy, but now government had withdrawn this policy, so now production cost become more, so they producers find less profit. So in this case they are going to reduce the supply of the product. Increase in the price of other product. Okay, like there are two product, tea and coffee. If a farmer is producing tea but he find that the price of coffee day by day increasing, so he is going to switch, he is going to cultivate profit coffee. Why? Because if price of coffee is increasing, it's mean profit is increasing. Okay, decrease in the number of the firm in the market. If suppose there are, like if you take the example of black and white TV, there is no firm in this time they are producing the black and white TV. Why? Because there is no demand in the market. Okay, the number of the firm decreases, its means supply also decreases. Okay student, so these are the factor, because of that we faces the problem of decrease in supply. Okay, so here I am going to explain increase in supply. So increase in supply, price is going to be same, price no change. Okay, price में कोई change नहीं होने वाला है, no change in the price. Okay, what is going to change? Price of related, state of technology, government policy, number of the firm, goal of the firm. So there will be change take place. Okay, suppose this is the price of X and this is supply of X. Price is 10, supply is 25. Price is still 10 but supply is going to 35. So this is what? This is increase in supply. This is what? Increase in supply. If I am going to represent it graphically, the price is 10. Okay, starting supply is what? 25. Now supply is what? It is 35. So initially we are at this is S. Now we are moving to S1. So this movement from A point to B point indicate increase in supply. Reasons are what? Reason is that कि price of related good will decrease, या फिर we are going to upgrade the technology is going to improve, या फिर government policy में tax is going to reduce, या फिर subsidy government is going to provide more subsidy, या फिर number of the firm is going to be more, और जो firm की policy है वो क्या हो गई? सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन. तो इसमें से कोई भी केस होगा तो वी फाइंड इंक्रीज इन द सप्लाई. ओके स्टूडेंट, नाउ इफ आई एक्सप्लेन डिक्रीज इन सप्लाई, so decrease in supply, again price of the good is going to be constant, यानी कि इसमें क्या है? कोई चेंज नहीं होगा, no change. Okay, there will be no change in the price. Change will take place in price of related good is going to be high, number of the firm is going to reduce. Okay, profit maximization is goal, government firm goal. Tax is going to increase. Okay, subsidy is going to reduce. Okay, so if these are the reason for decrease in supply, so this is the price of X and this is the supply of X. Price is 10, supply is 25. Now price is again 10 but supply is only 15. So this indicate decrease in supply. If I am going to represent graphically, so here it is quantity supplied, here it is price. Okay, price is 10, supply is 25. So we are on S1. Now supply is 15. So we had moved on S1. So ये जो change हुआ है from A point to B point. So this indicate decrease in supply. Okay, and reasons are increase in the price of related good, number of the firm will reduce. Now profit maximization is the goal of the firm. Tax has been increased by the government. A subsidy has been reduced by the government. Okay. Now decrease in the supply. This is the diagram. Price is 10. Still it is 10, but you can see initially demand supply is 4. Now supply is only 2. So at the same price, when there is less supply, it is going to represent decrease in supply. Its diagrammatic presentation. Its diagrammatic presentation is that price is 10, supply is 4. Now we are at A point on SS curve. Now supply reduces, it become 2. So we are going to shift to leftward side, S1 at B point, and there is supply of only 2. So this left side shift is known as a decrease in supply. Okay. Now here is given causes of decrease in supply. So if outdated technology is used, then efficiency is going to reduce and cost of production is going to increase, and in result production is going to decrease and supply is going to decrease. Now next is increase in the factor price. It's mean cost become production cost is going to be high, so production decreases and supply decreases. Okay student. Now next is increase in the price of competitive product. It promotes the producer to rusticate their supply at the privileged price. Now next is decrease in the number of the firm in the industry. If number of the firm is going to less, so there will be less supply of that good. Okay, business expectation. If firm is feeling ki in future its demand is going to be less, like keypad phone, so its supply is going to reduce. Shift in the goal of the firm. सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन से उनका गोल हो जाए प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन, तो इन दिस केस सप्लाई इज गोइंग टू फॉल. Now increase in taxation. If government is going to increase the tax, so production become costly and there will be less production and there will be less supply. If government whatever subsidy is providing, it is going to withdraw it, so cost is going to be high, so production is going to be less and supply is going to be less. Okay. Now law of supply is not applicable as is affected other factor, then it is price. Okay, so law of supply is associated only change in quantity supplied या movement along the supply curve. Change in supply is not related with the law of supply. Okay, next is one more is when more is supplied at the same price, okay, or same is supplied with the less price, so this is what increase in supply, and when less supplied with the same price, this is decrease in supply. So I think it is very easy to keep in the mind. Same price पे अगर producers are supplying more, तो this is increase in supply. Same price, at the same price, if producers are ready to supply less, so it is decrease in supply. Okay student. Now we further the move, how does change in technology affect the supply curve of a firm? So now these topic we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, if you are using outdated technology, backward technology, so there will be decrease in the supply, there will be decrease in the supply. Okay, better technology yani fall in the cost and producers are willing to supply more. So here you can see ki supply move from S1 to S2. Why? Because they are using updated technology. Okay, so this is the reason. जब आप improved technology, better technology use करते हो तो supply increase करती है. Okay, now okay, if you are going to use outdated technology, so in this case supply is going to reduce. So from SS you are going to move to SS1, so this will be decrease in supply. Reason is what? Outdated technology. Okay student. Okay, Now next is, how does change in input price affect the supply curve? Input price, so in case of increase in input price, cost of production tend to rise. Accordingly, producer will supply less of commodity at the existing price. देखो, अगर cost is going to be input if producer are purchasing inputs at a higher price, so cost of production is going to be more. Okay, so their profit is going to be less, so they started to produce less and supply is going to be less. This implies a backward shift in supply curve or decrease in supply. If input price will fall, okay, if input price will fall, the cost of production will decline, producer will supply more, and there will be forward shift. Okay. So here you can see कि when input price will decrease, okay, input price, decrease in input price means forward movement, and increase in the price means backward movement. Okay. Now GST and supply curve. GST means tax. If government is going to increase more GST, the cost of production is going to increase, and in response they are willing to sell less. Okay. Now if GST is going to be less, so they are cost of production is going to be less, so they are ready to produce more, and in return supply will increase. Okay, so here you can see ki when there is less GST, या before GST production is T, but when government put the GST, तो supply reduced it to the K, so there is leftward shift, यानी decrease in the supply. Okay. Now subsidy and supply curve. So subsidy यानी government is going to help the producers. If subsidy is going to be provided, तो cost of production is going to be less. जब production cost is going to be less, तो supply is going to be more. Okay, here you can see the production is K. When government started to provide subsidy, so it increases to T. Okay, so there is a rightward shift. So now change in other price. Supply of a good is also influenced by the other product. Okay, here is given one example. देखो, a producer can use its resources in different way. Okay, producer will use their given resources to goods which is highly priced. जिसकी price high होती है, they are ready to produce that good. Why? Because profit is going to be more. Now here is given कि if price of tea fall, the supply falls. It makes the production of given commodity profitable, and supply of commodity यानी coffee is going to be rise, and supply curve of coffee shift to SS. Here you can see कि 4 and now supply of coffee is 8. Why? क्योंकि टी की प्राइस फॉल कर गई, तो जो लोग अभी तक टी का प्रोडक्शन कर रहे थे, दे ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड टू डू द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कॉफ़ी. Okay, so here you can see कि initially the production of coffee is 4, now it is 8. Why? Because टी की प्राइस क्या हो गई, डिक्रीज हो गई, तो now production of tea is not so much profitable. Okay, so thank you student for today. If you are having any doubt, come schools and ask in the school. Okay, thank you for today.